Hello, my name is Kelsey, and I am officially, as of today, a Doc Martens gay. Welcome back to the podcast, Can You Take My Shift? It's time to gather around the lunch table, everyone, for this week's silly, funny, happy, or, just chill gossip session.
Yeah, this week we're taking it easy, nice and relaxed.
Because we had a extra special episode last week. For those of you out there, we appreciate all of our new listeners, all of our old listeners. Here at Can You Take My Shift, we just want everyone to be happy, healthy, and full of love. So, Amy, would you like to talk about how last week made you feel? Has there been any revelations? Have you possibly been to Denny's this week? Thank you for joining us. Please spill.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. You have me every week, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, last week, I feel like everyone knows I edit the podcast, and last week I felt like for a hot sec my brain was gonna melt out of my ears, but it's just because I was really nervous. I wanted people to like the episode. I think the night before the episode came out, I stress cleaned the apartment. Like, I swept, I mopped, I cleaned everything, because I was just really nervous. I was like, what if people don't like it? What if people don't find it funny? But that wasn't the case. Everyone I know who listened to it thought it was really funny. They enjoyed the questions we asked. They enjoyed the responses. Everyone just had a really fun time. And the people who were involved also had a really fun time. So I'm just glad it was a nice, wholesome, fun, loving time for everybody. And no date yet due to COVID and Dr. Bonnie Henry's don't leave your health zone restrictions. So yeah, TBD on a lot of things currently.
No, that's fair. And we will be getting you, sir, that gift card one of these days. When we can safely go to your health region, you can take Amy on the night of her dreams. And if anyone else who is listening is interested in Bachelor number 1 or Bachelor number 3, we can see if the budget maybe has IHOP gift cards. I know our best friend Kaylee was Team Bachelor number 1, and my husband was Team Bachelor number 3.
Yes.
So don't worry, boys. The fans do love ya.
They do. They truly do.
Yeah.
And you know what? If not, I make a pretty mean Mickey waffle. So, I'll just make everyone breakfast. That's kind of my specialty.
Wow, really selfish. You can't pick one. You have to have all 3. Like,
Kelsey, you have a boyfriend, a husband, and a life partner. All right? Why can't I have multiple?
Because you're not a Leo.
A Leo. Oh, man, that was so good. If you don't understand that reference, make sure you go listen to last week, because, oh boy, what a point of conversation that turned out to be.
Yeah, but no, last week was great. It was we had Galentine's Day, we had Valentine's Day. We love to celebrate Galentine's Day here with my fave.
Yes.
I made you French toast and mimosas.
It was really nice.
And then you made me the TikTok pasta.
Oh yeah, the TikTok, like the feta tomato pasta, and I will say, shit slaps. It was really good, and it was so easy and basically foolproof. Like, I'm not the worst cook, but sometimes I have like a tendency to like overcook things or things like that. So I was really nervous, but no, it was really good.
No, it was good. And then funny story. So every week in my consumer behavior class, we have to submit like a paper. It's like, it's always a small paper. But this week we had to, how would you market to Canadians to eat and drink sheep's milk? And sheep's cheese, sheep cheese.
Goat cheese?
No, it's sheep cheese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, there is a difference. Yeah, sorry, sheep cheese.
So sheep's cheese, sheep's milk, and they're like, how would you market it? How would you convince? And I was like, So I referenced that TikTok in my paper.
Hey.
And my teacher was like, you did a really good job, Kelsey. She still didn't give me 100%, but whatever. I mean, this was the first time she's actually said good job.
Hey, you know what? We take what we can get when it comes to teachers sometimes. That's good.
Yeah.
I've never had sheep's milk. I've had goat's milk. My aunt used to own a goat. And I used to watch her milk it.
I mean, I've milked a goat, but I don't remember what it tastes like. I was 7.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like, I remember she was trying to convince us all that this is so much better than normal milk. And this was before the almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk hype. Like way, way back when I was probably like 10 or 11. And she was trying to convince us all. So she made us all hot chocolate. And like there is a very distinct difference between a normal milk and goat's milk, or sheep's milk even, probably.
Yeah, well, sheep's milk is a lot fattier. Like, it's really rich in nutrients, but has a higher fat content.
Oh, so it'd be a really good cheese.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, when we were looking for feta, I noticed there was sheep feta.
Yes. Okay. Well, next time we make that pasta, maybe I'll splurge on the sheep feta.
The sheep feta.
We'll see. No, but this weekend was really good. We spent some gal time together. You spent time with your significant other. I played games with my other friends, and we played Among Us, and we murdered each other all night. And it was honestly a really nice time.
I'm sorry, you don't have other friends than me. You need to stop lying.
Maybe I make them up in my head.
Maybe. No, me and my lovely boyfriend, we decided to have a little night away. As much as we love our roommates, we're like, let's just have a night away, the two of us, for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And it was funny because, like, I've never been, like, a big Valentine's Day person. Like, I think, because I used to hate it. Like, when I was younger, I used to hate it. Like, oh, fuck Valentine's Day. I one time, like, in college, had an anti-Valentine's Day party.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, like, each cupcake was, like, a letter, and they spelled out fuck Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah, I was, like, super, because it was, like...
Who hurt you?
Yeah. I mean, there's a list. No, and then now as an adult, I've kind of just, like, you know what? If you put no expectations on it, it's just like a cute day. Like, we had all the Christmas decorations up. Mm-hmm. And then when January rolled around, we were like, okay, we're going to take them down. It was fucking depressing.
Yeah, the apartment just felt like so empty and so bare, and like we do have decorations up, but it just, you know, you don't have that sparkle anymore, and you're like, oh, it's kind of sad.
So you and I went to the dollar store and we dropped a couple 20s, and
more than I'd like to admit at the dollar store.
It's fine. The dollar store people just are like, all right, when are they going to be back for Easter? So we decorated with like hearts everywhere. We have like so many different decorations. My favorite was our little two gnomes that are in love.
Oh yeah, we bought these. We wanted to buy them originally for Christmas because there was like Christmas gnomes, and we're like, that's really cute. But we had so many Christmas decorations. We're like, you know what? No, like we don't need gnomes.
Yeah.
And then Valentine's Day rolls around, and we were at the dollar store, and we're like, there's Valentine's gnomes. They're so cute. And so I picked up like the little girl gnome. She has little braids, a really cute little pink hat with little white hearts all over it, and I was like, I need her in my life to keep me happy. And it was like $250, and I was like, I can drop $250. And you were like, okay. And then we picked up some decorations, and then we went back down the Valentine's Day aisle, and you were like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna buy because there's a boy gnome and a girl gnome, and then so you bought the boy gnome.
Yeah, and it's not because like we're obsessed with like heterosexuals here. His little red hat was so cute.
So cute.
His little red hat and his big beard, and I was just like, he's so cute.
Yeah. He's like a little Santa.
Yeah. So we have our Valentine's Day gnomes.
Yes.
And it's really nice. And now Valentine's Day is past, and
can we keep the hearts up like till the end of the month?
Okay, we can, because I know St. Patrick's Day is next month.
Yes. I don't really know how to decorate for that besides, like, shamrocks.
Yeah, and, like, because I have friends who are Irish, and how, like, North American people celebrate St. Patrick's Day is far different to what they celebrate. Because if it wasn't COVID, like, obviously, before BCT, before COVID times.
Yes.
They'd be out, like, at the pub, as always, but they're always at the Irish pubs. Like, I have been to so many Irish pubs knowing these people than, like, I had ever been before in my life.
But honestly, Irish pubs are always a good time. Like, I always have way more fun at, like, Irish bars, Irish pubs than I ever do at any regular bar, club, whatever. But
we actually weirdly have a lot of them in Vancouver.
Yeah, but there's also weirdly a lot of Irish people in Vancouver.
True, because a lot of people from Ireland, they will come over on 2 separate visas. Mm-hmm. They will come over on like a 2-year-long visa, or they will come over on the J1 visa.
Yeah.
And the J1, I believe, is good for 6 months, because I had 3 separate jobs where I had Irish coworkers, and when I worked at the boat rental place, they were all here for the summer because they were all on the J1 visa. And I was like, why do you guys come here? And they're like, it's beautiful. Look, Kelsey, we're on the water. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. They're like, a lot of us used to go to the US and they used to go to New York. But then during Orange Cheeto's presidency, it got a lot harder to get those visas.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. So they all started coming to Canada. And then what they would do is, I worked with this girl at the restaurant. They would rent out frat houses at UBC. And that's where they would live for the summer, because all the university students would be gone during the summer.
Yeah.
And these frat houses, like,
are empty.
So, but, like, they would be, like, 2 of them to a room. There'd be, like, 8 or 10 of them just renting out a frat house for the summer.
That honestly sounds like a really fun time.
I don't know. That sounds disgusting to me.
Look, when we lived in Florida, could you ever say that it was, like, more, like, better? We lived 3 people in one room.
True, but I also had 2 very different living situations in Florida. When I lived with my first roommates, it was a super really nice girl, and then a super toxic as hell girl.
Yeah.
And then I lived with my 2 best friends, and then when you moved out, I lived with, well, our Italian roommate was nice, just not home.
Yeah.
And I just saw her naked a little too often.
Yeah, I think my issues before I moved in with, like, you guys was both of my apartments I lived in separately. Nobody would take out the trash. No one would do it at both apartments. Like, it became such a point where I was like, just take it out.
Like, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
I took out the trash 20 minutes ago.
You did, yeah. It's really not that difficult. And I just always would get so annoyed that I would do it. Like, it wasn't worth the fight, in my opinion. And I don't mind. Like, I really don't mind, like, taking out the trash. Just a little walk. Get some fresh air. Come back.
Exactly. Go outside, see the outside world. How's it going?
Exactly.
No, in quarantine, every once in a while, I would just, like, if I hadn't left the house that day, I would, like, take out a small bag of trash and go walk to the dumpster and be like, this is what the outside world is.
Hello, birds.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. It was really creepy, though, because we live in a high traffic area, but, like, during quarantine, you didn't hear it.
Yeah, we live right by, like, an airport and a bridge, so there would always be commuters on that bridge and airplanes, and during quarantine, nothing. You would maybe see a plane go by once a day, but that was even rare, and every time you would hear a car go by, you're like,
yeah.
Like, what was that?
Yeah. No, you don't realize, like, how much white noise there was in the past. Mm-hmm. But anyways, what else did we do this week? That was a long tangent.
That was a long tangent, but that's okay. What else did we do? No, we just had it was just a really nice weekend. Mm-hmm. And then it was in Canada's Family Day that none of us got to spend with our families. Yeah. But honestly, that's okay. It's totally fine. I worked holiday pay. Yeah. Very nice.
I didn't have class, so I spent it with my family in Animal Crossing.
See, that's okay.
I've got a nice island going on. I've got full set of villagers. So I don't own a Switch, but 2 people I love dearly both own Switches.
Yes.
And I just had a house on Amy's Town. Or is it villa? Is it island?
It's an island.
Yeah. So I just had a house on Amy's Island. It was fine. I was doing, And then my boyfriend has a Switch. And I just took over his island.
Yeah, didn't say that, like, he didn't play, so it's like, why not?
Because he bought the game because he loved the GameCube version.
Yes.
And then he literally played it for, like, 2 hours, thought it was boring, didn't pick it up, and then when we first started dating, I got a cold. And so I was like, okay, so we're not seeing each other. So I was like, okay, I will just wait till this cold's completely gone before I see you. Yeah. So we were trying to think of things to do since we couldn't see each other.
Yeah.
And Amy's like, okay, well, like, we both have Switches, we both have Nintendo Online.
Yep.
Let's play games. The only game we both had
was Animal Crossing. But because it's like you can have 2 accounts on a Switch, my account has Nintendo Online, yours doesn't. Mm-hmm. So you had to use my account, and you just, like, changed your character to look like you, and you're like, ignore the name, it is me. But you got to go on the little Animal Crossing date. Yeah. Oh, so fun.
And oh my god, no, but the funniest part was, so he comes, so I go to his island, and I was like, you have nothing, you still have a tent. So he comes to your island, and I was like, oh, come see my house. But my house, I hadn't built an incline yet, so I was just using a ladder to go up, and he was like, I don't have a ladder. I was like, did you really play?
He playing the game for 2 hours. You like that's nothing. Yeah. You have to put in at least probably 5 or 6.
I'm embarrassed at the amount of hours now that Animal Crossing has been logged on his Switch.
I know. I remember one day you brought his Switch over to our house, and I'm sitting in bed reading my book, and all I hear is little click, 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 click. And it's like 12:30 at night. And I was like, hey, Kelsey. You're like, yeah? And I was like, you should probably go to bed. Like, you have, like, tests you need to get up for and study for in the morning. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And we have clothes dividers that separate, like, our sides of the room. So I dramatically pulled the clothes back and was like, yeah, like, you're not doing anything, my ass. Like, when you used to... I was a terrible kid. I'd always play my little Nintendo whatever XP underneath my pillow, and you think your parents don't know, but they know.
Oh, they know.
They know. Yeah. So I knew because I would pull that shit. So I was like, go to bed.
It's a problem because I'm such a completionist, and like my favorite video game is still Sims because I like building.
Yeah.
I just like I don't like Sim City. I like the actual Sims. Although I have the actual Sims, but it ruined my last laptop. Like the laptop won't even turn on. God. So we'll see after. I'm not allowed to even like think about buying a new Sims game until after I'm done schooling because I will get sucked in.
No, because a very lovely friend gifted me a very beautiful PC computer because a New Year's resolution of mine was to learn how to stream video games, like on Twitch. And I thought maybe my computer could handle it, but I was also looking into getting like a new computer anyway. And my poor little MacBook Air, which is what we record this on, can handle the podcast no problem. I mean, last week kind of gave it a bit of a headache, but I had so many audio files, it was just freaking out. But streaming, no. It just it would just be really delayed, and I was like, okay, I gotta refigure things out.
Well, we were playing Jackbox. Yeah, I was playing Jackbox, and I was streaming with some friends on Discord, and we'd be playing, and then they'd go, where did Kelsey go? Because I'd have to shut off my camera because my laptop would just be like wheezing, like I was fully expecting it to just go lift off. And I have a brand new MacBook Air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the cheapest MacBook you can get, and like MacBook Airs aren't really meant to be streaming because we're streaming the Jackbox and 8 different people's video.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so they'd be like, it's okay, I just gotta, I'm still here, I just gotta turn off my camera until my computer just, calms down.
Just gotta let it, breathe. Mm-hmm. No, so I said, because this computer is, lovely and beautiful, and it can handle a lot. I play with, my friends, we stream video. I haven't done any Twitch stuff yet because I'm way too nervous and way too scared. But I said, once you're done school, you can download Sims and you can play it within reason because it's still kind of my computer. So if I need to do things, you're kicked off.
I don't know. It's not that I take over people's things. They just invite me to use them. And then I do. And that's the thing. It's I don't know how many times people are like, oh, you can you can use this anytime you want. And then they're like, why are you using it all the time? And I was like, did you not mean it?
I'm really bad for that, but the opposite, where I don't because you always wear my clothes and it's no big deal. And every time I'm I don't know what to wear. And you go, Amy, just look on my side of the closet. I always use your clothes. And I'm like, yeah, right. I can do that. And I always just it's just something in my brain that I forget.
Mm-hmm. I'm currently wearing your sweater right now.
Yes, but I was wearing your sweater earlier today. So there you go. Cancels out.
And you spilled on it.
Okay, but in my defense, I somehow got a little bit of coffee on it, and I was like, I have turned into you. Yeah. And then I looked at the shoulder, and I was like, I don't know how I got a stain on the shoulder. And you said oh, that's just an old stain I can't get out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so only one of these stains is mine. Yeah. It's fine.
No, I love my aesthetic is very much, I love wearing, like, white and black. Like, I don't, like, I think it looks, when done right, it looks chic. When done wrong, you're on your way to your middle school band concert.
Yes.
But white does not go well with my lifestyle.
It doesn't go well with how clumsy you are of a person sometimes.
Like, I was, if I can spill it on me, I will. I can stain it, I will. I was having waffles, and there was caramel sauce, and I was wearing a brand new white shirt that I had just gotten in the mail the day before. I'm like, oh, I got a little bit on, like, the hem of the shirt. That's fine. Turn around. There's caramel sauce all down the back of my arm and on the back. And then I'm like, how did it get there? Because I was at my boyfriend's place, and I was like, how? I don't understand. Like, how? And I'm just in the bathroom scrubbing it off, and he's, like, reading up to me to get his caramel stain out. And I was like, no. Sir, this is not my first rodeo.
I'm well versed in this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the worst stains though I ever got was BCT, before COVID times. So BCT, I was home visiting my family, and Amy has, like, 2 sweaters I really like to wear because they're cropped and they just, like, hit me perfectly. So I was wearing your sparkly version. And it's kind of, like, fuzzy, too. So I was drinking red wine with my dad, and we were talking, and we'd both had a little bit, like, this was the big bottle, and we were on our last glasses of the big bottle. And he starts laughing and does, like, a grand, like, gesture with his arms with the wine. And he literally, like, I felt like I was in a Bounty commercial. The red wine goes all across the sweater. And I, like, because I was sitting across from him and at the kitchen island, I'm just, like, sitting there. I have a line of red wine all down my front. And he goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, Dad, this isn't my sweater. And he goes, take it off.
Yeah, I remember, I think you, like, called me or texted me and you were like, Amy, I might have just ruined your sweater. And I was like, what do you mean? You're like, I was drinking wine with my dad and it got everywhere. And I was like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, thank you for telling me. Yeah. You ended up getting it out. I honestly cannot tell at all.
Oh no, like I come from a family who knows how to remove stains.
Yeah. So
he was taking it off, and I was like, Dad, like, just give me a minute, I'll go take it off. I give it to him, he, like, grabs it from me, he runs to, like, the garage where the washer is, and it starts, like, soaking with it. And I'm like, alright, this is the people who raised me.
It's a family who knows how to deal with this. No. Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, because you and I went shopping today, and that's where I purchased, of course, my Doc Martens, which is great because they are kids' Doc Martens.
I know, you're so lucky you can do that.
I was like, okay, so regular Doc, like, so I'm a size 5.5, 6, depending on the shoe.
Yeah.
And like US, okay, kid sizing and adult sizing doesn't make sense because, like, a kid size 4 is a adult size 6. So, like,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because there are some kids, like me, for example, growing up, my feet grew first, and then the rest of me grew.
But the thing is, they're the same exact size, except one pair is $100, and the other pair is $200.
But they don't think that adults are going to be looking for kid shoes. Like, how often does that really happen?
I mean, besides my mother and my sister, I'm not very...
Yeah.
No, because I was, like, on the Doc Martens website trying to get a pair of kid size 4, and they were sold out because this girl on TikTok had said it, and of course, someone says something on TikTok and it does well, things sell out no matter what it is. So I'd been searching, and I'd been going to stores and looking at stores, and they're like, no, we don't have kid sizes, or they only had, like, toddler sizes, which toddler Doc Martens are one of the cutest things I've ever seen.
So cute and so small, but so pointless because your toddler is gonna grow out of them in 2 seconds.
Yeah, our friend has a baby, and I want to buy her daughter them so badly, but that is a gigantic waste of money.
Yeah.
That is not, I do not have the disposable income.
Also, like, babies cry enough, and Doc Martens hurt. Yeah. So unless they are really comfortable little plush shoes, the babies will be crying, breaking in their Doc Martens.
No, the baby won't be crying because she'll have she'll just drip.
And just
respect the drip, Amy.
Okay, fair enough.
But Amy starts her big girl job this week, so we had to get her some big girl clothes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, no, we record this on Tuesdays, and I start my big girl job tomorrow on Wednesday. It's just part-time, 3 days a week for now. But I'm very excited, but also extremely nervous because it's like imposter syndrome, activate, because it's like a real job for a huge company. Never gonna say their name. Don't ever want to get in trouble on here with them. Very lovely. I literally got this job because of a teacher through my school. So she doesn't listen to this, but thank you for sending this job my way. And to those of you who don't think that I don't know how to phrase it, because like I got really lucky with this teacher. I ended up doing incredibly well in her class for no good reason. I just did exactly what she told us to do for every outline. She was a very detailed teacher.
Well, the thing is with school, like, yes, we do say C's get degrees. I thankfully passed my Google Analytics test, and I was very sure I failed that one. But grades aren't what get you jobs. Networking and connections will get you jobs. She liked you. She liked your work. She was the connection.
Yes, and honestly, speaking of networking, we had to do a networking project in this class, and that is how my teacher remembered me, because she really liked my project that I did for that. We had to film like a YouTube video and describe what networking is, and then we had to add like our own little bonus things, so like personalize it. So what I decided to do, since I'm like a fashion student, I took a bunch of different outfits and was like, oh, like here's something to wear for like a business event. Here's something a little bit more casual, or here's something like fun you can wear. Or if you're going to like a fashion forward type event, try this. And that's what I did to add some spice, if you will. So she really liked it. We actually sent the video to the company and they liked it too. They were like, wow, like your energy was amazing. And I was like, oh, thank you. I hated myself in that entire video, but thank you. But yeah, long story short, I got a job. It's very exciting. And I will say, wow, do I look good in business casual clothing?
Oh, you do. You were strutting it. Amy had a good old, you go shopping and you have a fashion show for Dad in the living room.
Yep. But Kelsey was my dad today.
Yeah. So no, you were strutting, and you put on an outfit and you didn't know what to complete it, so I was like, hold on. I pull out a blazer in my closet that I never wear.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dust on it.
Yeah, it's fine. I had to depill it. Oh, I got this amazing, saw it on Amazon. I decided to treat myself to a weird adult purchase. I got one of those depilling machines, and I've depilled so much stuff today.
You have. Like, I just, every once in a while, when it's really quiet in the house, all I hear is the of like the little depilling machine. I'm like, okay, Kelsey's just having fun.
Well, no, like I think that's something. Now you're going to be working an office job, yes. And because we were going over things you need to like bring to a grown-up job, or a job where your looks matter, right? You go to the coffee shop, your main focus with your clothes is this comfy? Is this within dress code? And if I spill on this, will anyone notice?
Yeah, or will I be able to get it out?
Yeah. But when I was working at a salon, I had a little box. Like, we all had boxes in the back where we kept our purses and stuff, but I always kept a lint roller back there. And if I had this depiller, I'd probably buy a second one and keep that in there. And then there's the whole talk about, like, commuter shoes.
Yes.
Because we don't live close. You either take the train or the bus, but we don't live close to our work. And commuting in high heels is so stupid. Like, I get it. We all want to look. It's the fantasy. I know nothing's cute. Nothing's better than, you're wearing like a sweater, a tight like black skirt, maybe some ties. And then when you got runners.
Yeah, it doesn't quite hit the same. Yeah. But no, commuter shoes are a very real thing. And that'll be fun because now my commute's like twice the amount of time now, but it's really not a big deal. It's literally one bus. I get to sit on it. I get to read my books. Mm-hmm. So that makes me happier than anything in the world. So yeah, it's nice to finally, I'm just excited to wear clothes again because I love fashion. I love clothes. I love dressing up. And when I go to work at the coffee shop, It's boring. It's the same pair of black pants. It's the same t-shirts. I don't put on makeup. I don't care, because every day feels like Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. I go in, do my silly little tasks, see all my silly little regulars, have the same conversations with every single person, and then I go home. And that is it. Like, at least when I worked my retail job and I worked at the coffee shop, my retail job, I had to look good. I had to dress up. Like, our job literally gave us, like, 75% off a month on, like, one piece of clothing item. That way you could buy it and wear it to work. Mm-hmm. And then when you started your job, they also gave you a pair of shoes for $20 because they wanted you to wear their stuff to the store, which makes sense, right?
Oh my god, you have those shoes. You haven't worn those shoes in a very long time.
I know. I love those shoes. They're really nice. So it's just going to be nice to have an excuse to dress up again, to see new people, to use my brain. That's going to be the big difference.
Yeah. Get rid of your disgusting ass work shoes.
Well, I can't get rid of those yet. Not until if this job goes well, then we'll have a burning ceremony for them. They're disgusting. But I swore, so I bought like a pair of work shoes, I think last September, and I swore these are going to be the last pair of work shoes I ever buy. And then they ripped. And then they got disgusting. And I was like, no, I still swear. I refuse to buy new shoes because it's coming. Like, I graduated and now this. So I refuse to throw them out until I'm done.
Yeah, no, I get that. I definitely learn with work shoes, you always pay the little bit more money. I don't know how many times I've been like, oh, they're just my work shoes. They're crap shoes. If I was wearing, like, when I was serving, I went through shoes so fast.
So fast.
For one point, you had to wear all black, and it was like kind of like business casual. It was like a family-owned restaurant. So I first started wearing like black flats. I remember when Payless was around.
Yeah.
Payless was just where I got all work shoes. So I got a pair of these like flats. They had like little cushioning in them. They were like cute. They kind of like curved. Because you remember when ballet flats were like the big thing?
Oh my god, I had so many pairs of ballet flats from like Gardines and everything. Ugh.
So they curved so they didn't like do the rubbing on your back foot. Serving in those, doing like 8-hour shifts in those in a night, running around on the floor was like that terracotta. Ugh. My toes are still permanently messed up from 2 years working in that job. Yeah. And I didn't even because I switched from those to knockoff Keds that I would get from Payless or Walmart, but I would wear, also too, there's grease on restaurant floors, so I would wear them down like, oh, so I literally could be like, for the part where I'd feel the floor.
Ooh.
But because you don't want to spend money on shoes because you're not going to destroy them. I'm like, so I could spend $100 on this pair of shoes I could maybe wear once a week.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, so that I, for some reason, could rationalize. Or I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend $10 on these pair of shoes that I wear 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
No, like, I had a coworker who used to come in all the time looking amazing. And I'm like, wow. I wish, maybe I was just like at this point like so jaded at the coffee shop. I was like, I wish I was so willing to put in as much effort as you do, because she'd always just look so nice. But I'm terrified of ruining my clothes, because anytime I ever decide to wear something a little bit nicer to work, that's when things go wrong.
No, that's so true. When I would bartend and I'd be like, okay, I don't want to bring a change of clothes because I don't want to bring a backpack to work. I just want to be able to clock out, go to the bar.
Yeah.
All night, I'd be like pouring away from me.
Yeah, like you're just so nervous. Like, I remember when I used to go from my retail job to the coffee shop, some of my coworkers were a-holes, and they'd go, Amy, you always look so nice when you come from there. Why don't you come to work like this all the time? And I always wanted to say, I'm like, because I don't care. Yeah. But I can't. I'm not going to say that. That's rude.
That's fair. When I quit the restaurant and started working at the salon, I came one day to pick up my last paycheck from the restaurant. And I was just, I think, in a black dress, a cardigan, and then I think, like, some low heels and tights. Like, it was very boring business outfit. And my boss was like, wow, you look so good. How come you never dressed up when you worked here? I was like, sir, I bought literally one of my first days I worked at this job, I had these cute striped jeans, and then one one of the other servers spilled on me, and he's like, "Don't wear white to a restaurant." And
that's so rude.
Yeah.
No.
And I was like, of course I never wore nice clothes here. I got food on me all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you made fun of me for wearing an apron, but I was like, I wanted to keep myself clean. No, because when my look there at that restaurant, it was a sports bar. So I'm not going to wear business casual.
No.
I would go to Old Navy, buy men's t-shirts in like a 2 sizes too big for me, and then crop them. And that was my look.
And it was a cute look. Like, it was a fun summer look.
No, it was a good look because like they were big enough so they were like nice and breezy, but then they were cropped so they were like, they still looked like cute. Yeah. And I wore like black jeans. And that for me was fine. Yeah.
Seems fine to me.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't kind of place where I needed to be like in low cut bodycon dresses. I remember one time twice I've done an experiment with serving. One time I did get fully dressed up, like tight black dress. I was wearing boots with heels. Also, I wanted to kill myself after that because my feet were dying. Like full makeup, full hair. Same tips as regular.
Yeah, no, like even when I did my little like fashion internship, I always felt, because I didn't know what I could wear, they basically were just like, look nice. And I was like, okay. But I wasn't sure if I could wear like logos or labels or things like that. But kind of as I went along, like a lot of the times there was a couple people who would just literally show up in like jeans and like a nice t-shirt and nice jeans, because when you buy the correct pieces, that can be an elevated look as long as it's a fitted t-shirt and nice jeans. Mm-hmm. And other people would show up in like designer things, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I remember my last day there, oh boy, that was really bad, because the night before my last day, we got super drunk completely by accident. That was that day.
Oh, yeah.
So don't do this. I don't even really remember why I think we had like a bottle of wine. Oh, we had Dan over.
Oh, this was Dan and the broken sink night.
Was it? I don't know. There was like 2 nights that are very similar, because this was also the night I broke my wine glass.
So Puking Pink was with Courtney.
Yes.
Breaking the sink was with Dan.
Okay, and then the wine glass was the night I thought I was going to be late for my last day of work. Yeah. So anyway, nonetheless, we ended up, either with or without Dan, we ended up getting really, really drunk. Like, I literally went to bed with, like, my makeup on. It was so bad. And I woke up, I think my shift started at 10:30, and it was 10 when I woke up. And I was freaking out because it takes me, like 20 minutes to get ready. The commute's about 35 minutes. And I'm like, no. It's my last day. Like, I can't mess this up on my last day. Granted, I kind of already messed up this internship, because the day of my interview, I slept in for the interview. And I freaked out a lot. Still got the job, nonetheless. But yeah, it was the last day. I was freaking out. I threw on this like red dress. I was like, this is easy. It's shapeless, hides all my bloating. Like, it's fine. And then I go to get a glass of water, and my favorite wine glass that has like World Showcase from Disney World on it is sitting there. And I go to open the cupboard, and my lovely pointy elbows hit the wine glass, and it shatters. And I'm like about to cry because I'm so distraught. I don't know what to do. And Kelsey comes out and she goes, hey, do you need a ride to work? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I'm about to have a mental breakdown. And so she's like, okay, like, get in the car, I'll take you to work.
I think I put on a bathrobe.
Yeah, you did. And I was like in the car, and I was like, thank you. And you're like, yeah, don't worry. And I show up, and I had like smudged mascara. I felt so ill that whole day. Like, a couple times they were like, it's okay, like, you can go home. And I was like, no, like, I'll be fine. It's my last day. Like, I want to see it through to the end. And I did, and it ended up being fine. They got me flowers. It was really nice. For lunch, I went and got a massive bowl of soup just to help settle everything down. And at the end of the day, I got a nice pair of Prada boots. So you know what? It ended up being fine.
Yeah, and you know what? Tomorrow morning, If you're very scared, I'll wake up with you. I woke up with you for your interview.
Yeah, because I was so nervous. I was like, I can't sleep in for this. Maybe, please.
Yeah. I don't have a car anymore, so I can't drive you, so you'll have to be awake.
Good thing Uber's a thing, just in case. No, it should be fine.
No. But on that note, thank you everyone for listening to our episode last week. Again, share with your friends, your family. We possibly could do it next year or maybe again. Who needs Valentine's Day to spread the love? We love spreading the love.
We love spreading the love and the cheer and the joy. Valentine's Day, like we said, overrated. Yeah. Celebrate your friends all the time.
Exactly. And do I like to pair up people? Of course. Does it always work out? Almost never. But one of them will stick.
One of them will stick. Who knows? It could become an accidental situation. Sometimes it does. So
I just want to get up there at someone's wedding and go, I remember when you guys met and I set you up. And it's so beautiful.
So you want to make the wedding all about you? Typical.
Typical Leo behavior.
Typical Leos.
Yeah. But thank you everyone for continuing with our podcast and our journey. We are going to let you guys know that we are going to be going to every other week for the podcast because I'm going to be working again.
Yeah, Kelsey gets to go back to her jobs. It's very exciting times around here.
Kelsey gets to go back to work. She's got a midterm. I've got my last midterm this week. Good. And then I'll have finals next month. You're starting your
Starting a second job. Starting to try to do other things, other ventures.
We're hopefully moving soon. So
it's going to be a busy time. Yeah. And we love talking to you guys every week. But we would love to have a little bit of a break.
Yes.
And be able to give you guys quality content over quantity content.
So, if anyone wants to hear me talk about random shit for hours, just call me, because I can do that as well. If you need more content than every other week, feel free. If you have my number, feel free to use it. I like to talk on the phone. I like to drunk. Just text me and be like, Kelsey, you're allowed to drunk call me. I used to do that. I don't do any of that anymore. I could pick that hobby up again if anyone wants that.
It's not a bad hobby. It's an annoying hobby when it's all of the time. Every once in a while, it's nice and it's endearing. Yeah. It's okay. When I start streaming, you can just come and hang out.
Yeah.
Amy, what are you playing? A game. I have to pay attention. Who's that? What are you doing?
Yeah. Anyways, but Amy, why don't you give us the outro?
Yes. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening this week. Again, we appreciate your continuing support. Thanks for sharing it with your friends and family and just enjoying hearing our silly little voices every single week. We really do appreciate it. Where can you find us? Well, you can find us on Instagram at Can You Take My Shift. We love posting TikToks we find there. That's where you can find new episodes every single week. We like to post there. Maybe if we go down to twice a week, we can start posting a little bit more. That's another goal. But yeah, that's where you can find all our information there. So if you want to, please like our posts, please comment, please share them. All those good things to keep us live on the algorithm, because sometimes that can suck. You get lost in the feed, but that's okay. You can also follow us on Twitter at CYTMS Podcast, and there we tweet every once in a while. If you want to, though, you can also find our personal accounts on Instagram and on Twitter. And again, we are trying to get Kelsey to... I have 2 more followers now. So
okay, we're trying to get me to 11,000. I currently have 27. So we're working on it. But anyways, keep going with the outro.
Yeah, keep going. No, but you get your fish if you get close to mine.
True.
So that's what we're aiming for. Now you got it. I think last week it was 348. It's back up to 350. Thank you for the 2 people who followed me. Thank you. Just got to get to that. It's easier than it seems. Just keep on going with the hustle. But anyway, I digress. You can also listen to us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating and leave a review, especially if you like what you're hearing every week. We got our first Apple Podcast review I think 2 weeks ago. It was very exciting. It was really lovely to read. Gave me a nice little boost of serotonin. So thank you for your support there. Love to see it. You can also listen to us on YouTube. And if you listen to us on YouTube, please like the video. Please comment on the video. My mother commented on the video this week. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate the support. You can share the videos. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where hopefully in the future there will be more content of our lovely faces. Just trying to plan that stuff takes time.
Yeah, we gotta move first.
We need a little bit more space, as lovely as our bedroom setup is. Upgrades, people, upgrades. And I think I hit everything.
I think so.
Again, you can listen to us on Anchor. That's where we host through, and Anchor also provides us with other lovely hosting sites if you want to listen to us anywhere else. Also, again, if you're looking for any other links in our Instagram and our Twitter bios, it's our link tree. You can find all that information there. Oh, I did forget one, because I do forget it exists. We have a Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We do have a Facebook page. That took too long to set up. But anyway, we have a Facebook page. Again, you can find us at Can You Take My Shift? Please like, please follow. And we also post updates there every single week for every new episode. So get us across all your lovely social media feeds. I hope you don't ever get sick of our faces or our voices.
Yeah, just get obsessed with us. Text me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
When you want to reach me, it's okay. But yes, okay. That is this episode. We hope y'all just enjoyed our lovely little rant. It was just nice to be relaxed and catch up for the week, because it felt like it'd been a long time since we just caught up.
Yeah,
and we had some life updates to give, so that is that. So, until next week, Kelsey, or I guess next week, can you take my shift?
No, because I have to break it to my boyfriend that he's not the one who wears Doc Martens in the relationship. We wear Doc Martens in the relationship.
Ah, yes. Our girlfriend.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.